Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV and my match reaction after Liverpool were absolutely outfought, outclassed, outplayed by Atalanta at Anfield. An absolute masterclass by the Italians, you've got to say. But having said that, listen, they deserve a lot of credit. Gasperini and his side, the way they come, the way they set up, the way they pressed us, they were man for man. They made life really, really difficult. They didn't let us settle. They didn't let us play our natural game. They didn't let us really ever get a proper foothold in the game. And you've got to give them credit. They won all the individual battles. The contest-wise across the pitch, they were miles better in every single department. But Liverpool just weren't at it. Weren't at the races by any stretch. Honestly, like, I'm more than happy to credit the opponents, and I'll do so, and I've already started doing so. But for me, it was just us being inept and us not being up for it. It looked like at large parts, and it was so frustrating because I've had this niggling feeling in recent weeks that we're kind of playing within ourselves a little bit, and we're just quite happy to. We did it against both Manchester United games in the FA Cup and the league recently, Sheffield United likewise, that we have utter belief and complete belief in our abilities, that we can transform games, or we can just take games by the scruff of the neck as and when we so choose, and we can just dictate terms, and eventually it'll come good. And listen, more often than not it has done, but you can't just carry on playing like that, because you're going to get found out and you're going to get a bloody nose. And more often it feels like teams are getting confidence against us and getting that bloody nose, because Atalanta just took the chances, and it could have been easier, to be honest with you. It could have been far more comfortable for the Italians. It really could have. Kelleher made a big save early doors with his face, and it probably should have been 1-0 there. They had a chance. Scamacca had a chance before he scored twice, and he flicked it sort of. He could have just turned and shot, but I don't think he realised how close he was to the goal. And so often they had the freedom of Anfield to run at us. The goals comes from one of them situations. Apicosta down the right pulls it back, and it's far too easy. Scamacca arrives, and it just feels like he's got the freedom in the 18-yard box to score as well. The second goal, very similar, just carved open time and time again defensively, and didn't really have the urgency to get back and actually do something about it. And annoyingly, we didn't really have the urgency to try and turn the game on its head once we did go behind either. It was all a little bit passive, all a little bit like, oh, this is fine, we're in control of our destiny. We're not. We weren't. Clearly we weren't. And yeah, to a man, really, across the pitch today. And I've been, effusive in my praise of a lot of these lads recently, particularly McAllister, who wasn't the worst by any means, but wasn't at it either. We made changes at half-time. Tsimikas came off, Elliott came off, Curtis Jones came off. We had to inject some life. We had a really experienced, really high-quality bench, which looked like it was going to be invaluable at one stage, but even that never managed to sort of spark us into life, kick us into gear whatsoever. It was all very flat. Even the atmosphere inside Anfield was very flat. I know the protest happened before the game. Don't know whether that sort of contributed to it. I can't imagine it would do, because why would it? But honestly, there was something missing all night long from a playing point of view. Liverpool were just not at it at all. And I think 3-0 flattered us, to be honest with you. And what was it? Why did I witness what I just witnessed? Honestly, I said it before. Outfought, outplayed, individual battles, which are absolutely fundamental to winning games of footy. Lost every single one, pretty much to a man across the pitch. I honestly, and I'm a big Cody Gakpo fan, and I often go into battle for him, and I might have to defend him here, but I thought he was fine. I thought he was the only one, really, and people might have their own individual choices on this, who could walk away from that game thinking, I was more or less at it. Nobody else for me. Honestly, it was diabolical. And Kelleher had to make 2 or 3 big saves. I mentioned one with his face early doors. But it could have been far more easier, far more comfortable for Atalanta, honestly. And we're fortunate, in a way, that although we've obviously got a mountain to climb next week in the second leg over in Bergamo, we actually have a sniff, because it's not out of the realms of possibility that we actually perform and score 3 goals away from them. Whether we stop them scoring, whether we can keep a clean sheet is another matter altogether, because on the evidence of tonight, not a chance. So whether we go through or not, the odds are stacked against us, let's put it that way, because based on what I've just watched, not a hope in hell, honestly. And it's very rare I've stood here this season and been so critical of Liverpool performance, because it hasn't warranted it. But that was some of the performances last season. That was them all over again, honestly. I think in a Brighton away, Wolves away, it was reminiscent of those dark days. It really was. And just I can't put my finger on why it was so bad. There were so many reasons why it was so bad. The lack of intensity and the lack of willingness and desire to really get the game and say, no, this isn't right, this can't be happening, let's do something about it, never looked like it was there. And I'm sure in the minds of Van Dijk and Salah when he came on and all the others, Salah had a goal disallowed, by the way, for offside. Should never have been offside. He should be able to look across the line. Darwin Núñez squandered a couple of big chances as well in the first half, which, who knows, the game could have been different. But yeah, at no point did anybody on that team really go, no, I'm not having this. This can't be how this night plays out. Just knocking trash in the gaff as well. Yeah, honestly, like, not good for the video I'm doing, but a little bit lost of words. Just so poor, so poor. Honestly, a terrible performance, dire, and it might mean we're at the Europa League. It might mean there's no fairy tale Dublin ending for Jurgen Klopp. And listen, people will point the finger at Jurgen Klopp for tonight. His team selection made a few changes. I think he felt like he could afford a few changes, but the lads that came in just didn't step up to the mark. The lads that have been playing recently didn't step up to the mark. Scamacca really struggled first half, but again, there was loads who were off it. Annoying. Anyway, I'll go. I've got post-match stuff to do. I've got to talk about that game all over again. Yeah, looking forward to that. Sound. Nice one. Take it easy. See you soon.